reality, no matter what it is, it has to be something weird. That's something that you must realize, right? No matter what reality is, it has to be something weird. It has to be stranger than fiction. I think that's what you must keep in mind. Don't ever look at reality, the way that it's being presented to you, and just be like, yeah, it is. Reality is exactly as it seems, right? Don't look at it that way. Don't look at it that way. I'm telling you. Today I was going to cover a different topic, but when I was on my way here, something really strange happened. Like really, really strange. I realized that I was alone in the street. I walked for maybe 3 minutes and I was not seeing anyone in the street, but it was not registering to my brain that there was no one in the street, right? There's always people in the street, There's always people in the street, you see? There's always people in the street. But I was alone for real. I looked back, I was like, damn, there's no one in the street. I looked in front of me and I was like, damn, there is really no one in the street. And then 5 seconds later, there were many people in the street. And I was like, what the hell? How? I laughed a little bit. I was like, that's not supposed to be possible. Why is it that when I became aware of the fact that there was no one in the street, then I started seeing people, Is it a glitch in the matrix or something? Like what was going on? Because I walked for like 3 minutes and there was no one in the street for real. But the moment I realized that there was no one in the street, and that kind of shocked me, then people started appearing out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell? So that's why I'm covering this topic today. I was going to cover this topic obviously, but not today. I want to tell you what I think reality is, like 100%. I'm going to tell you what I think reality is. Some of you won't agree with me, but what I'm going to tell you makes a lot of sense. I'm going to tell you what I think is actually going on. And my finger hurts. I think my ex really broke my finger, bruh. I think I need to see a doctor. Like, it hurts. I know it's cold today. Maybe that's why. But it hurts, bruh. It hurts as if she beat my finger yesterday, bruh. Like, when she beat my finger, it was Sunday, last week. Now it's Monday and my finger still hurts like crazy. What's going on here? Hey. I remember someone asked me if I now feel like it's better to be alone. I mean, it's always better to be alone. It's just that, as humans, we always, like, we don't want to feel alone, As humans, we don't want to feel alone. But to be honest with y'all, it is better. It is better. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, today I'm going to be telling you what I think is actually going on in this room. I would like you to watch this video as if you are listening to yourself, right? Don't look at it as if you're watching Benedictine and he's expressing himself. Look at it as if it's you listening to your inner thoughts. Watch this video as if it's you listening to your inner thoughts. Here's what you must realize, and this is something very, very important. It's you who has to decide what is actually going on, right? Like, what you think is going on, and there isn't a person in this realm that should make you feel bad for thinking what you think about this realm, right? No one should make you feel bad for believing what you believe about this realm. Even if they try to make you feel bad, no one should actually make you feel bad. You want to know why? Because no one explains to you what is going on. So it's up to you to decide what you feel is going on, right? It's up to you. It's 100% up to you. It's not up to Elon Musk. It's not up to Jesus. It's not up to God. It's not up to your parents. It's not up to people that you trust. No, it's 100% up to you. You can believe anything. You can even believe that you're a cockroach, and you wouldn't listen. You wouldn't be wrong to believe that, since no one is telling you what this is. Like, believe anything, as long as that really makes sense to you. No one should make you feel bad for believing what you believe, because no one has told you what is actually going on. And I know that the reason why you're watching this video is because you want answers. You want answers. So if no one is giving you answers, then it's up to you to decide what you feel is actually going on, right? We are in this realm where things seem to be happening. We don't know why these things are happening. A lot of strange things be happening. What I experienced today was weird. Like I was telling you that it has never happened to me before, where I'm like, go out and I see no one in the street, and then 5 seconds later there's people in the street. Like, nah, man, it's not, it still doesn't make sense to me. It was like I was the last man on earth. It was weird. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I think is actually going on. But first, I would like to tell you what I don't believe is going on, right? Some people think that this world that we live in was created by God, right? Everything was created by God, and they were created by God. I'll tell you why I don't believe that that is true. I do not believe that consciousness can be created. I don't believe, human beings are able to create artificial intelligence, but I don't think they can create consciousness. I don't think they can make something that is unconscious conscious. I don't think that is possible. I genuinely don't think that that is possible, to make something that is not conscious. Think about it. How did God create this world? And what did He use to create this world? So one day God realized that, I'm alone here and I'm bored. Let me create people. Let me create animals. And this is the best that He can come up with. He's like, yeah, I want to enjoy the show. I want to see people unaliving one another. I want to see animals unaliving one another. I want to create a world and then put parasites in that world. Everyone must rely on everyone for energy, and I will enjoy watching animals torturing one another. Like, do you genuinely think that that's what's true? I don't think that is true. I don't think this world was created by God. Do I think we just evolved? As humans, we just evolved. No, I don't think that is true. I don't think we just evolved. I don't think animals evolved. I don't think the Big Bang happened. I think chances of life starting because the Big Bang happened and things working the way that they do are like 0 in a billion. Like, there's no chance of something like that happening. You know, the way things work in this realm tells you that this is not random like that. You know what I mean? The fact that when a male sees a female that is attractive, they become attracted. He becomes, you know what I mean? He becomes attracted to that female, and when they have sex, there's a chance that they might reproduce, and you know, a female would wanna reproduce with the strongest male. Yeah, like I'm telling you, like the way things work tells you that this is not random. You know, the way your brain works, you know, the way your veins work, the fact that you can talk, the fact that you can, that cannot be random. If it was random, it would be hideous. Like this would be complete. I mean, yeah, I do understand that the experience that we're having, you know, sucks, but this would be a million times worse. You know, like this wouldn't be making sense at all. Like there will just be things that are happening that make no sense. Things that you cannot even, you could, you know, you wouldn't even have teeth, bruh. You wouldn't even have eyes. You wouldn't even be able to breathe if this was random. This can't be random. Do I think we live in a simulation? It's possible that we might actually be living in a simulation. That is actually possible, but I don't really think we live in a simulation, and I'll tell you why I don't think we live in a simulation. Even though I do like calling this a simulation, and the reason why I like calling this a simulation is because I don't feel like it's real, right? I don't feel like it's real. So sometimes I call it a simulation. Sometimes I call it a matrix. The reason why I don't think we're living in a simulation is because I believe that consciousness is fundamental. Remember what I was telling you in the beginning? I was telling you that I don't think consciousness can be created. I don't think there's someone who can actually be able to create consciousness, right? So if consciousness cannot be created, that will mean something very weird. It will mean that, you know, everything that is happening within consciousness. It's not like, think about it. If consciousness cannot be created, what was created? Can consciousness create something physical? Or everything that is happening within consciousness is imaginary? So if this was a simulation, it wouldn't really be a simulation. It would be something imaginary. You get what I'm saying? So even if when you die, you wake up and you realize that it was a simulation, maybe you're wearing something, you know, maybe you're plugged into the matrix, you know, that wouldn't really mean that you were actually in a simulation. It would mean that the simulation itself is imaginary. It will be like if you were having a dream where you were in a matrix. It wouldn't really mean that you are in a matrix. It will mean that you are having a dream that you are in a matrix, but you're not actually in the matrix, right? You are just having a dream that you are in a matrix. So that's why I don't think this is a simulation. I'll tell you what I think is going on. Remember what I told you in the beginning? I told you that you have a right to believe whatever you believe, you know? And I think as humans, we must, since we don't know what the fuck is going on, we must respect each other's beliefs. I do understand that some people believe nonsense for real, but it's fine. As long as them believing what they are believing doesn't lead to more suffering, Like if they suffer because they believe what they believe is fine, right? The reason why I've always been against religion is because of the collateral. A lot of people suffer because of religion. You get judged because of religion. You have a tattoo and people hate you because you have a tattoo, talk about you being evil, you do this, and they'll be like, yeah, that's a devil hand sign, and you know what I mean? Like there are a lot of bad things that actually happen because of religion, the wars, young kids being abused because of religion. There's a lot of things that happen that are horrible because of religion. So that's the reason why I'm against religion. But if a person believes something and they're not causing any harm, it's fine. Believe what you believe, because no one is telling you what the heck is going on. So why should I be mad that you believe what you believe? I must respect your beliefs, even if you believe nonsense, as long as your nonsense is not affecting me in a negative way, As long as the nonsense that you believe is not directly affecting me in a negative way and it's not directly affecting other people in a negative way, believe what you believe. I'll tell you what I believe and why I believe what I believe. And like I told you, that you might actually watch this video as if you are listening to yourself, right? Don't watch this video as if you're watching Benedictine, a guy from South Africa. No. Watch this video as if you are listening to yourself. I've already mentioned that I don't believe that consciousness can be created. I don't believe that consciousness can be created. The reason why you don't know where you come from, you don't know what you are, you don't know why you exist, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to feel, it's because you don't come from anywhere. You weren't created, so there isn't a person that is actually supposed to tell you what to think about what is going on. There isn't a person that's supposed to tell you what is actually going on. There isn't a person that's supposed to tell you where you actually come from, because you don't come from anywhere. You weren't created by anyone. Let me ask you a serious question. Let's say God did exist. Don't you think that he will be confused about his existence? Where do I come from? Let's say there was a God that started everything, right? Don't you think he will be confused about his own existence? Think about it. I want you to think deeply about it. Let's say there was a God that created everything. Who will tell him who he is? Who will tell him who he is? Who will tell him where he comes from? Wouldn't he be asking himself where he comes from, what he is, and wouldn't he be desperately looking for truth? What the heck is going on? Until he realizes that, no, I am God. I am consciousness itself. I wasn't created. I'm busy looking for answers because I believe I was created. I believe that something outside of me created me, but that is completely not true. I am God. Why is that so hard to believe? Doesn't that make sense? Is it evil to actually think that you're God? That makes you a bad person because you think that you're God. Why shouldn't you think that you're God if no one is actually telling you what's going on? if you are consciousness having a human experience, if you are consciousness dreaming that it's a human, wouldn't you need to wake up at some point? Wouldn't you need to realize the truth at some point? How do you even wake up? Like, if this is a dream, if you are consciousness dreaming that it's a human, how do you wake up from this dream? What is to wake up? Are you going to keep on believing this story? You're going to keep on believing that this story is real. Ask yourself this question. Can two separate minds, two separate consciousnesses be able to interact? I want you to ask yourself the question. Sure. Can you enter someone's mind and be able to interact with them because you've entered their mind? Is that possible? Like, what is a mind? What is consciousness? Is it something physical? Is it something that can be, that someone else can access? Is it something that can be seen? Is it energy? Is it something that can be touched? Something that can be felt? Or it's nothingness? And if consciousness is nothingness and the whole world is imaginary, how can there be two consciousnesses or more consciousnesses that are experiencing one reality? I want you to ask yourself a question. Do you think that the world that we live in is actually physical? I know that some of you actually think that we live in a world that is actually physical. I've done a lot of work and I'm almost 100% certain that this world isn't physical. And the only reason why I'm not 100% certain is because, like I keep on telling you, that you should always be skeptical. Like, never be too sure, right? Never be too sure in this realm. Because you don't know what the heck is going on. So why are you going to be 100% sure, right? But I'm almost 100% certain that this realm that we are in is not physical. It's all happening in the mind. So if everything is happening in the mind, can there be two different minds that are experiencing the same reality? Or reality can only be experienced from one mind, one consciousness? Another question that you must ask yourself is, can consciousness, or can your mind, split itself into different perspectives? This is very, very important. I mean, we already know that your mind is able to create an experience where you, the mind, seem to be interacting with separate entities that seem to be having their own minds, but that's not what is actually happening. Like, there's, when you are dreaming, it's only you in a dream. There are no other minds in the dream. There are no other consciousnesses in the dream. It's only you. in a dream, right? We already know that that is possible, and we already know that maybe $990 out of 1,000 times when you actually dream, you don't even realize that you're dreaming. Like you believe that what is happening is real. You believe that you are in a physical universe. I want you to keep that in mind. When you're dreaming, you believe 100% that you are in a physical universe. You believe that the things that are happening are actually happening outside of you. You believe that. And no one tells you that you're dreaming. No one in your dream can prove to you that you're dreaming. In fact, the people that you interact with in your dream will try their best to convince you that you're not dreaming. They will make you feel like you are insane if you tell them that you think you're dreaming. Right? They will make you feel like you're insane if you make them believe that you are actually, if you try to make them believe that you are actually dreaming. They want you to think that what you are experiencing is real, right? They want you to think that what you're experiencing is real. Isn't it crazy to you that almost every time when you dream, you don't realize that you're dreaming? And even when you do realize that you're dreaming, it still feels real, right? It still feels real. It still feels like a real experience. It doesn't feel like you're not dreaming. It still feels like, it doesn't feel like you're dreaming. It still feels like you're not dreaming. It still feels like you it still feels the way that it feels here. A lot of people will tell me that they can lucid dream. I want to tell you something. If you had a lucid dream where you were interacting with something that seemed to be outside of you, but something that is trying to scare you. You're interacting with something that seems to be outside of you and something that is trying to scare you. You will be scared. You will actually be tortured in your own lucid dream. So even if you knew 100% that it's a dream, you'll still suffer in a dream if bad things were happening. I was thinking about the movie Smile. I watched part 2 a few days ago. It was really scary. I knew it was a movie, but there was a part of me that felt scared. Because it was scary. It's one of the scariest movies that you can watch. It's creepy, let me put it that way. There's this scene where this lady that was was being controlled by this demon in her head. There was this scene where she saw a group of people smiling. Like all of them had this creepy smile. Like she opened a door and then she found this group of people standing like they were frozen. They were smiling, all of them. I thought that was that was a dope scene. And as she moved back, they would come close to her and then they would stand. And as she moved further, it was so fucking creepy, bro. It was so fucking creepy. So even if you were in a lucid dream and having that kind of experience, knowing that it's a dream 100%, you will still suffer. I want you to get that. And that's because consciousness is so damn powerful that it's able to, even when it knows that it's creating experiences that are not real, but it's able to have these experiences, to experience this to experience these experiences as if they're real, even if it knows it's not real. That's how powerful consciousness is. So if consciousness is that powerful, if consciousness can create the experiences that you have in your dreams, why is it too crazy to believe that that is what it's doing now? Like, nah, that's not what it's doing. Why is it so crazy to believe that? I've made many videos about solipsism. And I told you that if there's something that truly makes sense to believe, is that you are the only one here. In the beginning of this video, I told you that when you watch this video, watch it as if you're talking to yourself. I am the only one here. There is no other people. It's always been me. It's always been a dream. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a dream. Sometimes it feels so real, especially when I'm experiencing something that I don't want to experience. It feels real. But why should I believe that it's real? If I can have experiences that seem real, but then realize that they're not real when I wake up, why should I not believe that this too is a dream? Because the only other worlds that I've been in were worlds that were created by my mind. I've never been in a world that was physical, or in a dimension that was actually physical. After waking up, I always realized that the worlds that I've been in were not real. They were created by my mind. I've had dreams that seem so damn real, more real than this world actually. Like, I've had dreams that felt more real than this world. And I've woken up from these dreams where I was like, what the heck? I've had dreams where I've felt more scared than I've ever felt in this world, right? Ever had a dream where you felt more scared than you've ever felt? I've had dreams where I felt more scared because what I was experiencing was scary. I've had dreams where I experienced more pain than I've ever experienced in this world. Because what happened was horrible in the dream. I've had dreams where something happened that made me more invested than anything that has ever happened in this world. You find that I believe that what is happening is real, and I'll be so damn invested. You know, I've had dreams where I had problems that I felt I couldn't solve, and I would stress about these problems until I wake up and I'll be happy. Be like, shit, it was just a dream. Wow, that was so damn convincing. I really thought it was not a dream, but damn, it really felt like it was real. Why should I think that this is real? Why should I not think that I'm the only one here and I've always been the only one here? Why is it so wrong to think that? Some people can say, that's selfish to actually think that you're the only one here. Why should you treat other people well if you think you're the only one here? And be like, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I treat people well if I'm the only one here? What kind of story do I want to create? Some of y'all blamed me because I didn't get my ex-girlfriend arrested, and I really think she broke my finger because it's like still hurts. If I'm the only conscious being here, do I love the story where people are suffering because of me, even if they're not real? Like, do I want to watch that kind of story? There are movies that I don't want to watch. I know movies are not real, but there's some movies. Like I was telling this other guy, like when I was growing up, I used to like movies where there was violence, but now I don't. So I was telling this other guy the other day that, yo, I don't like movies with violence, bro. Like, I like movies where with a plot twist, you know, where things are not what they seemed. This is the kind of movies that I like watching. Or a movie where someone is trying to understand something that is not easy to understand, you know. Movies about multiverse, right? Movies about consciousness, movies about dreams, movies about simulations, you know, those kind of movies. Those are my kind of movies, you know. So do I want to create a story where people are suffering because of me? Will I love that story? So, okay, the girl is in prison. She's lost everything. She has a criminal record now. Her family struggles because, like, will I like that story? Will I like that story? Would I look at it and be like, that's a beautiful story? I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, do I want that kind of story? Yes, she's hurt me, but I do understand that it happened because she was angry and she didn't expect that to happen. Sometimes, as people, we might feel like we know something. Like, let me put it this way. Like, you are in someone's life, that person is cool to you, and you feel like you can be in that person's life forever. Like, no matter what you do, that person will always forgive you. If that person doesn't forgive you, and you like you expected them to forgive you because you know they're so good, right? We're talking about a very kind person. You're like, they'll forgive me for anything, and they don't forgive you. That can make you feel frustrated, and you might, if you're not very stable emotionally, you might react negatively. So I think that's what happened. So if I'm God, if I'm the only conscious being in the universe, shouldn't I actually be God? Shouldn't I think like God? Like, these are my creations. Why should I even be mad at anyone? Why should I want revenge? Why should I want someone to suffer? Why should I want to create a hellish realm? I mean, I don't know how the heck I'm creating this, and I'm not really loving it, but as a consciousness that is aware of its own existence, is this the story that I want? Where I'm making this hellish experience more hellish. I'm already not loving the story. I'm already not loving the violence, the hatred, the separation, you know. In this realm, it seems like people are not connected. People are not connecting. People are not understanding one another. I don't love this dream. I'm not going to lie and say I love it. I don't love this dream. I think this is a nightmare. So why should I make it more nightmarish? Why should I consciously make this world more nightmarish? If I can make it better, right? It's a very important question. So me believing that I'm the only one here doesn't make me evil, doesn't make me a bad person, doesn't make me want to harm others, doesn't make me want to be selfish, doesn't make me want to mistreat others. It actually makes me want to love and connect with other people. It makes me want to understand where they're coming from, it makes me want to explore. It's like me trying to like get to know them, me trying to love them is actually me learning about my own subconscious, right? It's actually me learning about my own subconscious. So the more I get to know people and understand them, the more I learn about my subconscious. You see? Since I'm the only one here, since I'm God. Yeah, I must sound cocky. Yeah, it's code. I'm God. What am I supposed to think? Why should I think that I'm not God? Think about it. I know some people will be like, yo, you crazy to even think. Yeah, maybe we're all crazy. Because what the heck are we supposed to be thinking? So yeah, I'm God. So as God, I'm supposed to explore my own subconscious to understand how I'm creating this, to understand myself better. Like there's a lot that I can learn about myself, right? So I'm not going to be selfish or mistreat aspects of myself. I must be able to love each and every aspect of myself. The aspect of myself that is Hitler, I must be able to love that aspect of myself. The aspect of myself that is Charles Manson, I must be able to love. The aspect of myself that is my ex, I'm supposed to love that. You see, the aspect of myself that's the people that would disagree with me, people who don't understand me, people who are truly selfish, people who have robbed me, people who have lied to me, people who have betrayed me. I'm supposed to understand that. I'm supposed to understand that aspect of myself. I'm supposed to understand the aspect of myself that is a lion, the aspect of myself that's a dog that beat me. Ever been beat by a dog? But yeah, me thinking that I'm God doesn't make me selfish. I've heard a lot of people saying that if you think that you're the only conscious being in this universe, you're going to be selfish, you're going to be bad, you're going to be... No. That doesn't make me bad. If I thought I was not the only conscious being in the universe, that would make it hard for me to be good. Because most of y'all suck. most of humans, like most people just suck, bruh. I don't mean you, my audience. I just mean people in general. That most people actually suck. So if I believe that the people around me have their own minds, they have their own inner monologue, they think, it will make it very hard for me to love them, because we suck as people. People are selfish. People don't treat one another right. It sucks. Like it's a real mess. But if I think, hey, I'm God, these are aspects of myself, I'm just having a nightmare and I need to figure out how to wake up. Because I don't think this world can be transformed. Maybe I can make things better in my life, but it doesn't mean that there won't be horror in this realm anymore, because this has already been manifested. You see? This is the nonsense that I've created. It's like if you are having a nightmare in your dream, I don't think your dream that is a nightmare can change into something good. I've never had those kind of dreams where like it starts as a nightmare, but then it changes and it's good now. Like things are working out. Like I've never had those kind of dreams. Like this has already been manifested. This is nonsense and I don't think it's going to change. I'm God. I created everything. I created what people believe to be God. I created the concept. I created the stars. I created this. And I don't have a reason to not believe that. I created the birds. I created all those people there. I don't know how I did it. If I knew how I was doing this, I would have been able to make it better. Remember what I told you in the beginning? I said, when you watch this video, watch it as if you are talking to yourself. Watch it as if you are talking to yourself. Watch it as if you are the only conscious being in the universe. Don't watch it as if Benedictine or something that is separate from you is telling you that it's the only conscious thing in the universe. No, you're conscious. So you are the only one who's actually conscious. You are actually talking to yourself. You made this video to wake yourself up. How are you supposed to live your life knowing that you are the only conscious being in the universe? And let me not say knowing, but believing that you're the only conscious being in the universe, or if there's like a part of you that feels like you might actually be the only one in the universe. There's a part of you that's actually realizing that there is no universe actually. So you're the only one. How are you supposed to live life? How are you supposed to be? You need to act as if you're God, like you own this place. Don't be living in fear, you know. I often tell people that fear, like, let me tell you something. Many people are only experiencing 5% of the good things that they can experience in this realm. I mean, it's a bad realm, I'm not going to lie to you. This is fucking evil. But a lot of people are experiencing 5% of what they can experience that is actually good because they are living in fear. You know, like you allow fear to continue, and that is torture. You need to be so damn brave that you're not afraid of anything. You gotta take full responsibility for reality, as if you created this, as if you created this mess. You have the right to call it whatever you want to call it. That's why I call this shit a hell room, right? I call this a hell room because I created it. It's me who created it. So why should I trust another person to tell me what this is, right? Why should I not trust myself to decide what this is? It's me who has to decide. It's you who has to decide, right? So you cannot be living in fear. It is so stupid to live in fear. I'm telling you, like, if there's something that you need to conquer is fear. 100%. You need to beat fear. 100%. And you know, when you're fighting against fear, you have to be relentless. You have to be unforgiving, right? Understand that the reason why this sucks a lot is because you are afraid. It's because you've been living in fear. Like, there are so many things that you never you never did that you should have done because you were afraid. So what I'm realizing is that when you let fear control you, you kind of like make this worse. You're not real enough. Like, let's say you're God and you're living in fear. You're unable to express yourself. You're unable to stand up for yourself. You're unable to be real because you're living in fear. Don't you feel like you're also creating a realm that is controlled by fear? Because you yourself are afraid. Think about it. I want you to think about that. You're afraid, so you're creating a realm that is controlled by fear because you yourself are living in fear. It needs to get to a point where you're so damn brave that you ain't scared to do anything. Listen, if you want to do something, you really want to do something and you feel scared, do it. Do it. Do it while shaking. If you really want to do it while shaking. It's fine. Because if you don't, you're allowing fear to control this thing. So you find that everything is happening because you're afraid. Things are happening the way that they're happening because you're afraid. You're living in fear. You're scared. You need to take full responsibility for reality. I remember I made a video where I was saying that you don't actually escape the whole realm once you've left this place. You actually, you kind of like have to conquer it while you're still here. Right? That's how it works. You actually conquer it. Right? You look at it as a battle that you actually have to win. So you don't actually wake up and then after waking up you've won. No, there's something like, look at it as something that's building your character. Not that this is good, right? But look at it that way. Figure out a way to build a very strong character. Figure out a way to build resilience. Because you can. And it's really up to you. A lot of people are living in fear, bruh. Allowing anxiety to consume them. I was telling someone this. I was like, do you know that you can beat anxiety? And they're like, nah, you can't. It's a mental illness. Blah, 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 blah. You don't understand. It's a mental illness. If you understood how it feels like. And I was like, look, there's been so many, like, I used to be afraid of speaking in public. So damn afraid that I would literally, like, I would shake because I'm afraid. But the more I got to do it, the more you stand in front of people, you're afraid, you're not comfortable, you're shaking, you talk, you continue to do that, it gets to a point where you're just not afraid. You're like, there was nothing to fear. Like, you need to face your fears, bro. If I'm afraid of snakes, right? If it was important for me to, maybe I had a job where I was catching snakes, I would need to figure out a way to conquer my fear and be able to hold a fucking snake. All fears can be conquered. All fears. I don't care what you're afraid of. All fears can be conquered if you are determined to actually conquer it. The problem is that we live in fear and we feel comfortable being afraid. That is the problem. So what I'm saying to you is that as God, as the only conscious being in the universe, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because think about it. You God. What's there to fear as God? What is there to be afraid of as God? Since you are actually the only one here, since you are the only conscious being ever, since you are responsible for everything, what is there to be afraid of? Think about it. Why should God be afraid? I'll be like, if you were good at drawing and you drew something that ended up scaring you, Can you imagine that? Or just imagining things in your own head that end up scaring you. Because I think that's fucked up, right? Let's say I start imagining things in my head and I end up feeling scared. Like that's messed up. Why should I feel scared of the things that I'm imagining, things that are not actually happening? So you need to train yourself to be brave. Train yourself to be as brave as possible, to be as honest as possible, to act from strength, not to act from weakness. As the only one here. Because if you're going to act from weakness, what's going to happen is that you will continue to create situations like this is already a hell room, but it's going to be more hellish because you are now acting from fear. This is not about being good or anything like that. This is about you being brave, being strong, standing up for yourself, not living in fear, doing what you want to do, imposing your will on reality since you're God. Become a God because you're God. Start to fly in this matrix, bro. Start to do the impossible because you're God. Stop limiting yourself because you're God. God can do anything. So yeah, you are the only sentient being in the universe. Start to believe that. Thank you.